how are you? It's Burgess Taylor, and I am preparing for Halloween for 2024. This is some of what I'm going to be using in 2024, and then some stuff that I got from the Dollar Tree and some stuff that I've gotten in. I'm going to be showing you. Some of this stuff is for the rest of the year. Halloween, I thought we'd start with what I found at the Dollar Tree. I found these Halloween stickers. They are so adorable. They do have like this puffy thing, but what I usually do is take the puffy off, glue them down. I don't really care for the puffy. I got 2 of the apple cinnamon scented candles. I love the way that the apple cinnamon smells. I got some more glass cleaner for my glasses. AAA batteries. They had just a few colors. They're the Sarasa Dries, and I really like these pens. I use these pens a lot for morning pages. This is the Kelly Green and the Violet. And then I got another one of these because these come in handy. I love these. I always like kind of look to see if they have washi tape or anything, but they did have, this has what looks like a bunch of holidays and seasons and stuff like that. I like these kind of stickers, and for $1.25 you can't beat that. And then these are astrology and stuff like that. Shoot for the stars, leave room for magic, crystal ball. They have the astrology signs, the moon. I thought these were really cute. And since I follow astrology and do tarot and oracles, this is perfect. Now these are the window clings. It will adhere to a slick surface. I like this. I don't know that I'm going to be using these on windows as much as I'm going to be using them elsewhere. So we're going to start with, alright, this is batteries for my camera that I haven't really been using much. I had to get a replacement battery and the charger thing. I got 2 batteries. It's for my Panasonic Lumix. So I got the charger and 2 replacement batteries because it was actually less expensive to do it this way than it was to just buy 1 battery. And this is translucent vellum paper. It's for laser art inkjets, the 93 GSM. The last go round that I had was actual tracing paper. This should be a lot better. You can use it for tracing paper, drawing, like it says, sketching. That is not working. Party invitations, cards, scrapbooking, photo overlays.
Pain in the ass that did not want to open at all.
Okay. And I was looking, and I put in my cart under the save for later one that was a thicker GSM. It's not clear. It is, but it isn't. So that is perfect. In the last video, I talked about how I wanted the red Pilot, the vanishing point, and I didn't care if it had the silver nib or the gold nib. Well, I found a dupe. We're going to see how it works. It's the Mahjong, and it is red. Because I am going to fill it with ink, and it's like a burgundy red, which is fine. I would rather have the red. Whoa. I would rather have had the red, but this is a dark red, and that's fine. So I am going to see how that works. I will set that up later. Where we get to 2024. Now, I don't have everything in. One of the things that I'm going to be using is the new Wonderland222 A5 unstacked full year. I didn't get the full year Hobonichi. I won't be getting it. I already had the B6 that I'm going to be using. I've had my traveler's notebook, but I did get this Forward to the Moon 2024 Small Steps Lead to Giant Leaps with Snoopy on it, and I put it on here. It's a patch. This is my weeks. It's the Mega Weeks, and I have an insert in here. I was trying to use it for self-care. That didn't work very well, so now I am using it for my tarot and oracle pulls and thoughts. I'm not a fan of the cream paper, so what I ordered, and that's not, what I ordered is not in yet either. I ordered the Kinbor weekly with the astronaut on it. Yeah, I have a theme, and this is an insert for some journaling, so I can keep up with astrology on the monthly and keep up with the tarot and stuff here. The other thing, I haven't talked about the A6 everyday carry that I have a whole lot. It stays in my purse. It is a Hobonichi Day Free. I have been using it as my everyday carry. I believe what I'm going to do, because one of the primary reasons that I got the Day Free was because I needed the calendars. Because like the self-care was supposed to be in the week. So it was supposed to be doctor appointments and keeping up with things. That's what I'm going to be doing in here, but it will also be my everyday carry. I'm going to be doing a health tracker in there and stuff like that. So this is the Hobonichi planner for 2024. I did get the English version. I did not get my stuff from Hobonichi. I found 2 people on the Hobonichi Buy Sell Trade group, and they had what I wanted. So it is the English version, which is perfect for me for what I want to use it for. This is the Aura Estelle and Annie Plans. It's the Daily Classic Undated B6, and I have dated it. Most of it, so I haven't finished, but I am setting it up for next year.
Why do I have that glare?
So I have been going in and setting up a few things for the year. I have done the calendars. I love how this one turned out. I haven't set up all yet. I've been kind of going through a little bit at a time. This is for next year, and I don't know, I may want to decorate a few months without pre-decorating. So usually July and August, I did decorate August more for like back to school. However, there will be either in July or August or part of both where I am doing Shark Week. And one of the things that I like about the Aura Estelle, the way that it's set up is you have
Okay, let me go back to the beginning.
so they have monthlies at a glance. They have a future log, and it's split up with 6 months on 2 pages and 6 months on the next 2 pages. And then you start with your January calendar, and you have a 2-page spread for each month. And then when you get done with the months, when you end with December, so it doesn't go any further than December, you have your weekly, and then this starts your dailies. And you have 7 pages, 2, 3, 7, and then you go to the next week. So whether it is straddling 2 months or not doesn't matter. And then when you get to the back, so when the weekly, it has all 52 weeks. When the weekly ends, a few grid pages. And you do have 16 blank pages that you could use for collections or whatever. I also have the Aura Estelle Simple Grid B6. It is not very thick, and I put it in here already, and it is perforated, so you could take the pages out. But I've got this. This is the Night Owl by Owl Paper. It's the Night Owl Planner Journal. It is July through December of 2023. And I tried it. I didn't start it until the 3rd week of August. And I have to say that I really like how it's set up. The only issue that I have is she does not have a future log. She has this quarters, which the other one doesn't have. It doesn't have the quarters. And then you have the monthly with 2 pages after each month. She's a quarterly and then a goals page. I turned the goals page into an idea page, but I could very well have done it as at least as 6 months worth, because of this is a 6-month planner. I could have done 6 months worth of future planning. Because I got this later in the year, I ended up using some of the weekly stuff. So this is my books I've read. I'm actually reading this, so I don't have it numbered. I just smeared my ink. And this is the to read section. And then I have some information about creative journaling that I kind of am working on for my NaNoWriMo stuff. I had plenty of blank pages. I put my goals here. I did my August reflections here. And then I jumped into the weeklies. And I have really loved this. And then you go and you have the 2 blank pages in between. And then I have my dailies. Did the tracker elsewhere. I was going to do it in here, but I found that I didn't always take this with me in the house. This was when I started thinking about, what do I need? How do I need to track stuff? This was when I started back in September September, trying to kind of figure out, everybody was like ready to order from Hobonichi, and I was still trying to figure out what I wanted and what I needed. And then as we get further, this was when I had the mail incident. I used to, for a while, on and off, beat myself up because I actually journal, memory keep on my pages in my planner. And the one that's everything, which is what the B6 usually is. It's my everything planner. I started doing this, the plan, the goal, the focus, the tending to, and the prep. And this is what I'm doing for 2024. And this was where I was like, okay, what am I repurposing and getting out of my stash? What am I doing here? I've got some B6 Sterling ink notebooks I'm going to be using. My traveler's notebook I already have. I'm going to put the Kinbor in it, and I already have the insert in it. Already got sketchbooks. One of my A5 notebooks that I use for class with row, that I'm just using up until I'm done, and when I'm done, I'll get a new one, because I'm not going to get a new one every year. I think I'm going to tab which years are what in there, because it's just going in chronological order. So this was some of the things that I needed to do for fall, like for the rest of fall, and I just wrote it here, like trying to figure some things out. And then we get to October setup, and I'd run out of vellum. I haven't set everything up. I do some journaling. Yesterday, we had fire ants. We have some fire ant beds in the yard, and I ran out of the stuff. And because we don't have any pets, but next door has a little chihuahua, and sometimes that chihuahua gets in our yard. So I try to be careful about what I do put out in the yard. Yesterday, I was doing something, and David and I looked down, and David was standing in the doorway at the back door. There were fire ants covering something beside the steps and at the steps. And they were coming up through the cracks of the steps, and I was like, what in the hell? So I went and got the spray, because the spray will work around the house, and it will work in rooms, and it will work in here, and you can actually spray the steps with it. I ended up pouring vinegar all through the cracks in the steps, spraying all the steps, but it went to the store and got actual fire ant spray, and got some little traps that you put inside and outside for fire ants specifically, because I got bit like 5 or 6 times by fire ants, and David got stung. I cannot stand ants. I don't like ants or wasps. I was like, nah, homie. Nope, I don't. And that's what this is about. I'm laughing at myself.
And there's like the ouch, and I'm what the actual fuck,
because I'm not talking like a little bit. I'm talking like you could barely see the steps. There were so many. That's why I drew the steps. There were so many you could barely see the steps. The steps looked like they were moving. I went to Dollar Tree. That's my little list. So that is today. And I still haven't found my acorn and squirrel washi. I'm like, where is this washi? I need to wash this, actually. This came with a stationery selection box, and I absolutely love it. Now, one of the things I did get is this thing. And see, if they'd had a black, I'd have gotten a black. Your stuff sits under here. Usually I put my ruler and that kind of stuff in here, and it sits up straight because it has, but this, because I have so much stuff in it, will lean forward. So if I took these out, perhaps, and I could put that in there, and put this in there, it maybe wouldn't do that as much, you know, because this would be so heavy. So I have that, and then I have some of my other stuff, like this usually goes inside there, so I can, but when I go in the house, I don't take this. I just put my stuff that I am gonna need in my little bag. And a small travel palette, a glue stick, my scissors, an eraser, some tweezers. So this is the planner from Owl Paper, and she has a tremendous amount of pages in the back. I'm not kidding you. Let's see where the dailies end. I mean the weeklies end. So she has 216 pages for the dailies, and this is a half a year planner. So you've got a lot more than what you would need for dailies, which I thought was really great. So I love this planner. Future log, that was my only issue with it, was that it didn't have a future log or any kind of tracking thing. And you could draw your own tracking because you have so many pages in the daily part, and you could draw your future log where the goal section is and put the goal section in the back if you want. But I had already had this, the undated version. I set it up for 2024 because there's no reason not to use it when I already have it. That was part of my shopping my stash. I was going to do a review of it, and I've been wanting to try the Aura Estelle for a long while. That is part of my setup for 2024. I got these coffee stickers, and they are so friggin' adorable. I'm sending a friend all these ones that came with the cats, and then the little dog too. Because I don't have cats or anything. You know, to me, it's not going to be the little pug. Look at the star pugs. Look at how adorable. So I'm going to send them. I've got to get John's address. I'm going to send some Happy Mail. He sent me Happy Mail, and I was super excited about that. So I'm going to be using these, which are the little notebooks by Hobonichi, to go with the ABEC. Now, like I said, I will be getting the Wonderland222 A5 complete, which will be a work planner. These are going to be my journals, my regular daily memory keep kind of journal, because I have the future log. It got a little bent, but that's okay. It'll straighten out after I start using. I'm not worried about that. So I'm going to be doing my daily journaling. These do have the future log or tracking. You can use it as tracking, and the calendars and the weeklies. I'm going to be keeping up with my bills and stuff like that in the front. So birthdays, events, bills, and things like that. Here, I think I will keep up with maybe a win for the day or something I'm very thankful for, something that happened, like a big moment. Here in the weeklies, I can do that because there's quite a bit of room. I can write it sideways if I want to, or I can add a picture and do that. This is going to be more of a how things like are going on a regular daily basis. As far as like things that stick out, memory keeping on a smaller scale for the things I want to pop out, whereas the dailies, so these are the more significant. Sometimes the small things are the things that really pop out, and I want to keep track of those things, like my wins or synchronicity moments and things like that. Okay, I have these for, the paper comes out of these pretty easily, and if I have a day where I need more than one page, I'm just going to use the pages out of here. Most of my journals are in use. I'm more than likely not going to be moving out of them. I will just continue to be using them as far as most things go. I do have some of these. This says Tarot, Moon, and Astrology. This is for the longer version. Like, I'm just continuing with this. This is more of like a learning and a tool kind of thing, because I don't have it, it's not dated or anything, it's just a notebook. This is where I am keeping up with longhand versions of oracle pulls and stuff like that. And then this is a journal. I was doing bullet journaling in it. I started it, oh, Victor was littler then. I think this is June of last year, or it might have been this year. It was last year. I don't know why I stopped. I think because the dot grid is pretty pale in this. What I am, I think, going to do for this, I like to, like, I'm repurposing some things. I've got a couple of different ones. This is 68 GSM Tomo River paper. So I'm going to be documenting life, more personal stuff, things like that. So like I've done more personal stuff. I am taking the A5 notebooks that I have that are partially used, and I am converting that stuff into morning pages and other things. I've got a few things, like one of them I've turned into a project journal. One of them I have turned into my notebook. It's like a mind map, work things out, the nitty gritty planning kind of stuff. But what I needed, so some of those, because they were all over the place, and I was going to use them as commonplace books, but I realized they had so much other stuff in them, they really weren't going to be easy to follow as a commonplace book, because I had too much other stuff in them. And I am repurposing them for behind the scenes, messy, figure things out, mind mapping. Then part of what I need is for everything to sort of, in my categories, for things to be more together. And I'm going to be color coding things. So one of the things that I decided, I wanted a commonplace book, and I wanted to start fresh. Now, I don't care about the year so much. For these, this is documenting life. So what if I had a notebook that was a commonplace book? I have a notebook already that is a creative kind of. So this is my commonplace book right now. But I have done the behind the scenes things, and I have went in and, okay, well, what do I have here? And like I set up October, like a bullet journal. I could do this more for like the studio, where I've got videos, and this is my idea. I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to set it up like this or not. Now, I've been trying to get another Create with Pen A5 notebook for a while, and every time I go to check or whatever, and I finally set up to like get the emails for things, because I missed a couple of times when she came out with them. So I was like, okay, notes, ideas, video ideas, video list. Now I have a work planner, and but I was like trying to figure out if I did set this up, if I went back to bullet journaling, would I really want to go back to bullet journaling? This has become more of the behind the scenes mind map, do things, and play around and figure out, like I've done oracle cards in it, I've done bullet journaling in it, I've done all different kinds of things in it. I've figured things out. Like, this is the 2023 overview of the holidays and things. This was where I was talking about rogue waves. This was documenting becoming a writer book. I've got all different kinds of things. Like July, but I was like, okay, what am I doing? My system in 2023 year to glance for my sun sign, journaling, figuring things out. That was in July. And some of this is because I do miss bullet journaling, so sometimes I will go in here whenever I get to missing things. I will go in here and I will do a tiny bit of that where you set up. I like the new stuff. So I'm going to keep this the way that it is. I'm probably going to change covers for this. So that's what this Nanami paper crossfield is for. And I've got a few of these. It doesn't hurt to get more of them. I like the 5mm grid better. And this is the 52 GSM. I think that's what that's going to be for. And I like I said, I do have another one of these.
I have another 4 or 5 of these.
I tried to get one every few months as I am like thinking about changing things or whatever. I'm never going to stop using them. As long as they're making them, I will be using them. They're perfect to use as a document your life, as a commonplace book, as a bullet journal, as a lot of people use them for morning pages. People who love fountain pens, these are awesome. Probably going to put this in the red cover. See, these go together. So I think what I may end up doing is putting my personal stuff in the red cover. Like, I've got a red leather Hobonichi cover. I'll probably put that in. I also have that garden Hobonichi cover, which I may put this in. I'm probably going to put the Wonderland222 and that Gilio. The B6 will go in my Croc Gilio. Like, I don't need so many different document life notebooks, but I like to change sizes. And I'm okay with having more than one book for the year. I was trying to figure out how I could go about having all my books for each year put together. For me, and the way that I journal and how things go, and the distraction, changing a journal size or a cover helps keep me from being bored and getting distracted by all the shiny things that are out there and stuff if I am just switching back and forth in my own. The only thing left for me to get in is the Kinbor Weekly and the Wonderland222 A5 planner and notebook. I'm not sure of where I'm going to put the notebook yet, but because the timeline stuff and the way that the Wonderland notebooks are set up, that kind of goes hand in hand with the work stuff. I know what I want. I knew what I wanted to get. I just wasn't really sure how exactly I was going to use them, but I did write that down. If you've made it this far, I thought I'd show you how I go about doing this. So this is my work planner. This is the Hobonichi A5 and the notebook that goes with. I do coffee chats and video planning and stuff in the back. This is where I was figuring out what I needed and what I wanted to use for next year. This was just some journaling because I am currently reading. I just finished Mr. Mercedes again for the second time, but I'm about to start reading Finders Keepers, and then I'm going to be reading End of Watch. After the End of Watch is The Outsiders. If it bleeds, I'm not sure if the bleed book goes before The Outsiders or The Outsiders goes before the bleed book. And then Holly is the last one. It's the newest one with this Bill Hodges Holly series. I've got personal, home, everything, studio, health, trying to figure things out. The A6, the Wonderland222, the Oristel, the Hobonichi Techo. Currently reading. Like I just finished that last night. I did this Tuesday, but I just put the 2024 up here because this is what I was doing on Tuesday, was trying to figure it out. This is today, and I usually go in because in my planner I'm writing to-dos. So sometimes instead of I used to do the to-dos in here. Now I'm just keeping up with things in here for like work and stuff. Like I write down sometimes how the day went. I'd go from the other planner, which is why I decided like how I was doing things could be done differently. And for this, figuring things out, I'm about to start rearranging the barn, the studio, and I measured and was trying to see if what I plan on doing is going to work. So then I put this, because I do this for each month. Like I've set up, there's August. Okay, so see, I have all of this. This is probably going to continue with next year. But the Wonderland222, it is a complete book. See how thick this has gotten though? I have debated. The Gilio have a lot of room. What I'm using right now for the A6 is this one, but I also have, and I have the garden. I have this one, and I think this looks really cute with this. If I use this for my everyday carry with the clear cover on cover for 2024, which is self-care and wellness, health, that kind of thing. I want the A6 that matches this. It is red trim instead of the yellow. I love this. But I really do love this together at the same time. And I already have this one. And there are all these things that David and I want to do. And buying a bunch of brand new covers when I already have quite a few covers. Because I've got the blue ones for the summer and the spring. Or for the summer. But I like to change covers. And I think this will work really well. And not that I don't love this cover, because I do really love this cover. So I might go back and forth, but I feel like this feels only wintertime, whereas this one I feel could work for pretty much almost any season. I also have the, what is it called, lavender, or the pale purple Hobonichi A6 leather one that I will probably bring out in like maybe February for Valentine's. Yeah, I think this will be the everyday carry in the clear cover, and I will use this in the clear cover, use this one for the Hobonichi A5, and use my Gilio for the Wonderland222. So I need to go get my clear cover off of my blue one that has the ocean. This is my one for the spring and summer, the Hobonichi cover, and that's my clear cover on cover. So we're going to put that one up. Because, like a lot of people, I am itching to get into things. It's just not going to work. I don't want to start the planners this early. I don't know when the Kinbor starts exactly. I don't know that it starts in November like the Hobonichi Weeks does. I know that Mega one didn't start like that. It wasn't, it didn't start so early. A lot of people don't like their front cover inside. I do. There are some that I don't, but for the most part I do like it inside. There we go. So I will be switching this one, put the clear cover over it. I also have a plain black A6 cover that gave me. So this will go with the red. It does have a tiny bit of that purple, but not very much. I don't feel like it goes very well with the Gilios, but I feel like it goes really well with the red covers that I have. This feels like it was just meant to kind of go with. It goes with. I don't feel like it clashes. I like this. And I do have a black B6 cover that I could use if I wanted to switch things around. And I have a red B6 cover that I could use as well. I have a apple pig red B6 leather with the back pocket and everything. So I may end up using that. I'm not sure exactly what covers. I don't know. I like the idea of the red with these. And then the work planner. The work planner could be this dark cherry because the work one doesn't really leave the studio unless I'm taking it in the house to finish up some stuff or whatever. But I am going to be changing how I'm doing the work planner because the work planner is also going to be my studio. So when things come in like they did today, I will be documenting. And I'm just a bit behind with things in here because normally I have stuff documented. Like I did kind of start for today, I've got stuff that came in. So I'm excited because I could actually do some journaling here. I could draw like the crossfield box and things like that and put them in and put like the little label thing from some of the stickers that I got. I've got some catch up to do in my work planner. The Wonderland222 I got in that really pretty like purpley pink color. I can't remember what it's called. And I think that would look pretty in here but this is more of a wine color. So I think it might actually look better with this one because that one has more. Yeah, I think it would look better in that one. I do love that cover. I'm most likely going to put the Wonderland222 in here. I do think that would look really good. And I love these. They're like a purpley red. They're a combination. One of the reasons why I'm switching to some of these for a while, because right now I'm doing a lot of artist dates and things like that. I'm taking them out and about and I don't want to mess them up. I think I will use my Apple Pig for the Aura Estelle. I will find it and use it. I know it's around here somewhere. And see, I could still put that insert. I like that. So this and the journal that is in the one I'm using right now, my personal journal, I'll do my personal journal and projects in that. This needs to be in the red Hobonichi cover. Okay, so the red Hobonichi cover, Victor gave me that, and Maya gave me this. This is actually the card that came with when she sent me this. This was hers. My friend Maya, who passed away, who was a writer and a journaler. That would make it a little bit thicker, but I don't know. One of the things that I had realized whenever I was going to set this up like this, so I have this and this. This can go in the back there, or since that's thicker, it can go in the front up here, the daily regular, and then this Stology A5 would be, maybe I'll do this as documenting like a commonplace book.
No, because I've already got shit in it. Damn it, Burgess.
So I'm going to put these together, and this will be my commonplace book, and this will be my journal. Like I said, I'm going to put the Wonderland222 in the Gilio, and this one, I don't know. I've started covering it with stickers. We'll see how that goes. The red is, for the most part, my personal stuff. Planning, journaling, that kind of thing. And then this will be...
How am I going to want to do this? Do I need?
I don't know.
I've got the other red cover. Right now it has my morning pages in it, but I don't know that I have another red. This is... So maybe I should rearrange that. Well, if I put the Hobonichi in this, the A5 Hobonichi in this, the ABEC, what am I going to be doing watercolor in the most? And this is going to be my everyday carry journal. I'm going to call it an everything journal. This will be the everything everyday carry, the EEDC, health and fitness and wellness and all of that. This is the B6, the everything planner. I'm going to go back to doing stuff in this. I like journaling, watercoloring, and documenting regular life on the B6 pages. Long form journaling, I like A5 and B5. This will be the Wonderland222, and that's going to go in that. This is going to go up because I'm not using it right now. It's not 2024 yet. And I've already set this up with all the moon and stars stuff. Like I've got this little crescent moon, and that looks like a crescent moon, only it's on upside down, so it would go like that way. I don't know if I'm still going to be using this one or if I'm going to put it to the side for a little while. It really depends. I've got quite a few Sterling Ink B6 journals that I've already started that I could just do art and play around in, so I'm not worried about that. I don't know that I want to do art in this though. I don't really do as much watercoloring in my planner, so I will see how things go. Like I said, this is just a tentative plan. I just really wanted to show you more of what I had. Yeah, I'm going to figure things out a little bit more concrete. Like I said, I'm still kind of figuring things out. I have all my tarot, astrology, and stuff like that, and that's one of the reasons why I think this would be a good addition to these two. These are both the Imperfectly Perfect brand, and as you can see, that one's kind of got rough. I like how this is. This is my Magical Mindset morning part of my morning pages. My regular morning pages are over there. Just separated them. I did have them together. I'm trying to do morning pages in the house more of when I first wake up. And the one thing when she talks about morning pages, she says you're supposed to do them before you even brush your teeth or make coffee. I don't see that happening. I get up and the first thing I have to do when I wake up, stretches while I'm in the bed. And then I get out of the bed and I'm stretching when I'm on the way to the bathroom. My bladder's only going to hold so much, and I'm trying to drink a lot more water, so that's just life. It's just nature. So after that, I'm washing my hands, I'm washing my face, I'm brushing my teeth, and then I'm gonna go make coffee. And while my coffee's brewing, I can actually write morning pages. That's what I used to do. I'm not as stream of conscious as I would be if I did them first thing, but there is no way I'm going to be able to write 3 pages of longhand morning pages in the dark before I go to the bathroom or brush my teeth or make coffee. I'm not going to be able to do it. In order for me to really move, I have to stretch. Once you start stretching in the bed, you're awake. So I'm not saying that Julia Cameron's wrong, but I'm just saying that you have to work around how things work for you when you have mental illness or physical illness or both. And unfortunately, I have both. So I'm working around and I'm trying to make the most of what I can and do it while I'm still kind of half awake, half asleep. Because until I've had coffee, I'm not wide awake. And it usually takes at least half a cup of coffee. And we'll see. I've actually come out here before in my pajamas with my cup of coffee and written them. And then there are times when I've sat in the living room and written them while the coffee's brewing and then got me a cup of coffee. And I've already written like at least a page while the coffee's brewing. I like the idea of having things sort of more coordinated, having like the red things and this as more like everyday regular life kind of things. I don't know. I'm going to be alternating. I don't want to use this cover all the time because this is an expensive cover. What's the point of buying them if you're not going to use them? That's my thought. We'll see how it goes. Y'all have a great one, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye, y'all.